can be like Spanish, food,
It's recording.
different cities.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, am I starting?
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving that in there. Hi everyone, I'm Symone.
And I'm... That's your intro though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do it again or
No.
And I'm Danielle, better known as Full On Philly, or most recently, Danielle is Full On. And we moved to Colombia without knowing each other.
We're chaotic, but here we are.
So,
ooh, not us being in tune. Okay.
So we met on TikTok actually when she sent me a DM.
Okay, so I met her because of one of my other friends that I also met on TikTok. Sent me her video and was like, oh my god, check her out. She's black, she's from Philly, she speaks Spanish. How cute, like y'all should be friends. So I DM'd her that exact same thing basically.
Yeah.
Not expecting her to actually see the message. And maybe it's only like, you have it up?
I screenshotted it the other day.
Then maybe only a few days later, she answered me. She's like, yeah, like let's link, blah, 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 blah. I don't even think you said let's link. What did you say?
Her message was, oh my god, girl, I've been actively learning Spanish for 3 years now and you're so good. We need to be friends, LOL, and you're in Philly. And then a few days later, I'm like, hey, because this is TikTok. I'm like, sorry, I do not check DMs on here. Like, that's the worst way to contact me. So I was like, yes, oh my god, let's practice together. Because I'm always looking for new Spanish partners. And I was like, hit me up on Instagram if you're on there. So the thing is, I actually would have like said that regardless of like if I saw her page or not. Because I'm like, I am always looking for Spanish partners. But I did see her page and I was like, okay, cool. Like, she's a little bit of a TikToker or something. She does something. I have no words. And she's so cute. And I'm like, okay, bet.
Wait, do you have the screenshot of the Instagram message?
Let me see. Oh, I'll have to scroll.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I can find it, though.
We talk way too much for that now. To find it would be hard.
No, but now I'm curious.
Also, wait, which page? I probably did. Yeah, Full On Philly. And we don't talk that much on Full On Philly anymore, so maybe you can find it easy.
Wait.
Okay, we're gonna see. But yeah, we just started talking. The vibes were good. And at first, wait, what did you say in that last message?
That we're speaking Spanish?
Oh, yeah. That's how it was supposed to start off. I knew that was not going to last because that's the same reason why I met my other friend Alicia on TikTok to practice my Spanish. And then we just became friends and just every day, I and never speaking Spanish anymore. At that point, we were just friends. So I'm like, oh my God, this is about to happen again because the vibes were good. So I'm like, watch, girl, we're going to start talking about everything except
No, she literally did tell me that. And I was like, no, I'm going to be on track.
Exactly.
But your Instagram intro was, hey girl, hey, just saw your message on TikTok, so I'm hitting you up on here as requested. I'm so excited to have someone else to practice my Spanish with. How have you been learning? And then I guess we just started like talking like that.
Immediately, voice notes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know how we started talking about other stuff.
Is that you?
Though. That's you. Bro, there's like 6 voice messages.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, but then I did my shit too.
Yeah, you did.
I'm screaming.
Wow.
But wait, at
that's
this
so
point,
crazy to look back.
I feel like at this point we're still talking about how we both learned Spanish.
Probably.
But then I think the conversation was too juicy, and then she was like, "If you're comfortable, like, give me your number."
Yeah.
Because like I think we both kind of are just like, we don't really want to give out our numbers that much. But
Exactly.
I was like, honestly, yeah, I'll give it to you. And then yeah.
From there, the rest is really history at this point. We just started talking about just random stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was living in LA at the time still. I was on another contract there. And I forget how it even came up. I feel like it was so random. I'm always complaining about working because, like, I love my job, but I hate working. Ew. So I was probably saying something, and she was talking about her job. And then she says, like, girl, yes, like, I hate working. Like, we just need to, we need to quit our jobs. I'm going to, like, quit and move to Colombia or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, don't threaten me with a good time, you know?
The funny thing is, at the time, I had started a new job. But I was working in office, and I was like, this life is not for me. So I quickly realized that I was like, I don't want to be here. And I've always wanted to live in a Spanish-speaking country. So I think when I was ranting that day, I was just like, girl, let's move to Colombia. Or no, I was like, I'm about to move to Colombia. And she was like, I'll come.
Something like that. I don't even remember.
And I was like, yeah, okay. Sure. And she was like, no, I'm being serious. And I was like...
Because, okay, my contract was about to end anyway. I did another 2 contracts there. Yeah, 2 contracts. So my second contract was about to end at the end of October. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going on vacation. So I went to Africa for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, after that, I don't really have anything planned because I did not sign another contract because, again, I did not want to work. So I was like, well, girl, listen, this ends in perfect timing. What are you doing? Because when I get back from Africa, what are we going to do? And then literally before I even left LA, so I left by like October 29th or something like that. Before I even left, we booked the Airbnb and still never even met each other yet. So like literally chaos.
But okay, so we actually weren't even gonna end up meeting each other because the timeline of things was like speeding up. She had went on vacation, and then literally I was going to Africa too for the entire month of December.
Africa at the same time too?
No. So we weren't gonna end up meeting, but then like one day, like things just worked and we went and got ramen, and I was like, oh, the vibes are so. It felt like I was meeting somebody I already met before.
Yes, exactly.
Like it was not a first meet.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, that was cute. So after that, she left and disappeared to Africa for a month. And I was just like, okay, well at least we met. Even if we didn't meet, I don't know. Like my discernment is good. I just knew when we were talking. I'm just like, no, she's just cool. She's chill. She's regular. Right. It would have felt fine. But why did Danielle have? When I say a laundry list of a questionnaire basically that she put me through, like we were getting married or something.
Ayo.
And she's like, what do you like? I can't even think of any other questions right now. Do you eat in your bed?
Yo, she's always stuck on this question
because she's like, ooh, bed eater.
My thing is like my personal goal is like in general I want to live alone, but my whole thing that I've always said is like if I'm going to another country, I would definitely have a roommate because why not make things even easier?
Right, it just makes sense.
So I was like, let me like vet her as a roommate a little bit, even though we both have our own rooms and our own bathrooms. I'm like, let me see. But
no. So she was asking so many just random questions that made it's questions that made sense honestly, but. I don't know. It was just funny when she was asking because she literally had a list prepared. She was like, "I'm so this might have been the first time we FaceTimed." I think it was.
Maybe.
I think it was, and she was like, "Well, I have a list of things that we need to get to the bottom to before we move to Colombia."
Hey yo.
Okay, girl.
Okay, so, but like it worked.
Yeah, and we were just lined up on pretty much everything, except the fact that I will have a snack in my bed. I'm not afraid to say that, okay? She's like, bed eater.
No, because like you're telling me that there's no crumbs whatsoever when you eat chips in your bed.
No, okay, so it depends on what you're eating in your bed.
Yeah. I'll eat like ice cream in my bed or like yogurt. Because there's no crumbs.
Have you eaten a single thing in your bed since you've been here?
Yeah, probably like ice cream.
Okay, well. But yeah, now we've been here 3 months already, which is insane because I'm like, what am I doing?
No, the timeline of this, by the way, guys, is we
true.
met on TikTok in August. It is now, it's March.
And we've already been here 3 months.
It hasn't even been a year and we literally moved to Colombia together.
No, but then also we met on TikTok in August and already had the Airbnb booked in October. So that I feel like that's the most chaotic part.
No,
and
like I don't know, we're kind of iconic.
Period.
But we've been here for 3 months and first of all, time flies. But also it's been really fun. So specifically we're in Medellin and I guess like our number one goal was like we both want to improve our Spanish. So do you feel like your Spanish has improved?
Should I lie and say yes? Okay, but no. It actually did improve. It did improve, but it's just I thought I was gonna have this market improvement where I was gonna be like, ooh, soy bilingüe. Like I really thought I was gonna be just leaving here eating with my Spanish. No, this girl is the death of me because she speaks such good Spanish. She's my crutch everywhere I go. But then even when I am trying, I'm genuinely trying and like putting my sentences together in my head, she'll just cut me off and finish.
No,
yes, you do.
That's only if I'm into the conversation.
No.
Because if you're having a conversation that I'm not into, then I'm like,
okay, so if we're trying to order something even, and I'm trying to like just gather my thoughts because I can understand a lot more than I can talk, which makes sense. Like that's how kids learn. That's why you say don't do that and no whatever. They understand you, but they just are not speaking yet. So I'm in that moment where I'm like trying to formulate my sentences, and then I feel like she gets frustrated with the wait period.
No,
really?
No, I really don't get frustrated. Like I feel like the only time that I like interrupt the conversation is if I'm into the conversation. So it's not even when we're ordering or anything.
Because so she ends up being my crutch because then also when I'm out and I'm like trying to use my Spanish, if I can't remember something, then I will ask her. And I feel like that's not a crutch. That's a resource. Then it makes sense. But so I guess like technically, yes, my Spanish comprehension has improved. Mm-hmm. My talking has improved too, but just not like I thought it would.
But I will say though, in Medellin, like they're called paisas, people who live in Medellin. So they have a paisa accent, and it sounds like they're singing a song to you. So even just trying to like get accustomed to how they speak is like, I feel like that's an accomplishment in itself. Like even just understanding them. But I will say your Spanish has definitely improved, especially the last few weeks, because you've been like doing everything like just alone. Yeah. So she's been like just speaking all by herself, going places, just taking it. So I don't know.
Yeah. I
think that's an improvement.
It did get better, but when I leave, where's all the knowledge going?
No, you have to keep. That's so true. You gotta keep on practicing. No, for me, I was like, my Spanish is pretty good, but I never considered myself fluent. But I was like, when I leave Medellin, I'm gonna be fluent. I'm not fluent.
Right.
I actually, honestly, I feel like I did improve, especially listening wise. But like, no, I'm definitely not fluent. Like,
yeah.
If you tell me to say something right now that I automatically like just don't know how to say.
No, that does make sense. So I guess we did both improve. That makes me feel better actually, knowing that you didn't improve as much as you thought you were.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be like, I thought you weren't gonna be able to tell me nothing. Like what? But that paisa accent is different. Especially like if you grew up on the East Coast. At least for me, like it's super like Caribbean Spanish.
Yes, the Spanish that I'm used to is Caribbean Spanish. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, like. That Spanish is so much easier for my brain to comprehend for whatever reason. And I know everybody just loves talking mess about the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans especially. But I don't know, like it just sits better with my soul. Like it feels right. Like it's easier for me to understand, because also the fact that we obviously West African lineage, plus I'm Caribbean as well. I feel like the Caribbean flair, like they talk the way Jamaicans do too, but in Spanish. If that makes sense.
Can see
so
that.
Like I don't know, it just the cadence in how they talk and everything just is easier for me to understand than Central and South American Spanish. So I've been struggling with these paisa like it just sounds like Italian almost, but in Spanish.
No, it does. Cause they'll be like, "More, ¿en qué puedo ayudar?"
Yes, like
it's like, bro,
it's very sing-songy.
But wait, no. So I grew up hearing, I don't know, the Puerto Ricans that I grew up around don't speak Spanish. But like, I grew up hearing a lot of Dominicans speaking. But I feel like for me, the easiest Spanish to understand when they're not using a lot of slang is Mexicans. So hearing this was like,
what?
Yeah, they speak almost a neutral Spanish. A lot of people will say that when they're not speaking with their slang.
Why?
They do have an accent that you can like automatically recognize, but like in general, like Mexicans as a whole, they do speak a neutral Spanish.
Okay, I think I've heard that as well, and I feel like that's the reason too. When you're learning on Duolingo, it's very Mexican Spanish.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not giving you like the jergas, like obviously, but it's more. You can tell it's not Caribbean Spanish. So therefore, I'm automatically assuming it's probably like Central. I mean, but that's not even Central and South America. What? Like every time I want to differentiate the two, exactly. Every time I want to differentiate the two, I want to say like Caribbean Spanish versus Latin Spanish, but that doesn't make sense because they're both Latin. But you know what I mean? Like it's different than the Caribbean specifically is different than everybody else. Really. True. And then everybody else is different from each other. Yeah. So it's a lot. But
I don't know. I think Mexicans would be classified as a part of Central Americans, even though we know they're North American.
Right.
But I don't know. So I'm like, damn, I'm not fluent in Spanish. But moving on from the Spanish portion, we also just love traveling, and we just don't really see ourselves in the States long term, or at least just not like for the majority of the year. Right. Like I know for me, I'm like, I want to keep this going.
Exactly.
So
yeah, at this point, I feel like I'm only willing to go back to maybe work a contract and travel again. I'm like, okay, well, let me make a little coin and I'm out. Until I get a remote job. That is gonna be my hustle, quote unquote.
If you are watching this and you hire for remote positions, we are looking for remote positions.
Exactly.
We can do everything, anything.
That's what I'm saying. And see, then the thing with nursing positions too, I'm like, why are y'all trying to play me? I'm like, okay, I've been a nurse for 7 years. Cool. That's more than enough experience to like the stuff, the remote jobs that they want you to do. I feel like are not.
A lot of them are customer service, honestly.
So that's
my industry is marketing though, but trying to get a remote marketing job has been like so stressful. But a lot of them are customer service.
I feel like we have so much opportunity and nobody's trying to hire.
That's so true. Because if you do like almost any job, you can do customers. Personally, how I feel. And then even like before we started our careers, we both worked in customer service.
Right.
Like we've had been servers, we've been retail.
Yeah.
Like
okay, I haven't been retail, but serving yes.
You're lucky.
But also
no retail.
Right. I mean, no serving. But also, I feel like low key, high key, nursing is also serving.
Customer
service, literally. Because
I feel like anything where you're interacting with people.
Right, and the fact that you still have to be able to take care of people amongst people like treating you like dog crap sometimes. Saying whatever they want to say, and you still have to be smiling and do your job correctly. I just feel like what better example of customer service is that than like and
you're taking care of their lives. It's not even like you're just providing something.
You're a psychologist, you're a social worker, you're okay, obviously you're not all of those things, but you function in some of those like capabilities within each field as well. Being a nurse, you're doing so much. So I'm just like, listen,
I could never
send help.
I couldn't be a nurse simply because I'm so squeamish. Like I'm like, I don't want to see blood, nothing. I don't want to see. Y'all be seeing some crazy.
Yeah, we do.
I don't want to see any of it. Like no. But wait. So aside from Spanish, aside from living outside of the U.S. or just like living a life that you desire, honestly, because a lot of people don't live those lives.
Exactly.
We were on the same page with that, and I feel like that's what really expedited the process.
But also I feel like we're the type of people that is just like, if we want to do it, we're just gonna do it.
We're gonna do it. And then if we both don't like
that are
it,
just, people just be talking, and I'm like, no, I was dead serious. Let's just do it. Why not?
Yeah.
What do we have to lose if we go and we hate it, or if we got here and she was just a terrible roommate and
why would I be terrible?
Because
you
like
I
didn't know you though, so obviously I would be thinking you, not me.
Oh.
Plus, if we got here and she was just psychotic or something, I could simply pack my bags up and leave. I don't understand why people won't take a risk. Like, it's never that serious. If you do something and you don't like it, make another change.
True.
That's it.
True.
Like, I don't know. So,
I mean, there's a lot of factors that play into it. I kind of understand where people come from sometimes. But I will say a lot of times people live inside of like this one box of not wanting a change. But I do understand there's a lot of factors that play into like not living the life that you desire. But I hope everybody gets a chance to. It's pretty nice. But aside from Spanish, living outside of the U.S., a lot of people ask us why Colombia. When I tell you that was the most random thing that came to mind,
literally.
Like, I was
advocating for DR. And she's
like, I don't
want to.
No, because I was just like, because I'm just thinking of a place where I wanted to like really like be fluent in Spanish. And I also love the way Dominicans talk, but I was not about to be fluent in DR. I mean, I'm not fluent here either.
Exactly, so we really could have went because that Spanish would have been easier for my mind.
No, Dominicans stress me out when they talk. Like, I'm like, slow down. This is not a race. But I mean, I would have liked the vibes. I just didn't know if I wanted to be there for 3 months. I was like, I'd go there for vacation.
Okay.
I do still want to go to DR. Like, we're trying to go for probably 3 months. Maybe next year.
Literally.
But I don't know. Colombia was so random. Everybody thinks that we had like some type of actual plan or reason as to why Colombia. I have no clue.
Right.
I was just talking one day and that's what came out. Because honestly, prior to Colombia, I thought I was going to be in Mexico. I thought I was going to live in Mexico. So.
She's a Mexican now.
I'm an honorary Mexican.
I'm an honorary Dominican. So
yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, so Spanish. Living out of States. Why Colombia?
Okay.
I guess just our experiences in Colombia.
Like, how are you keeping track of this in your head? Wow.
I'm good, girl.
This is
I'm like Taylor with her interview.
No, period.
But I feel like she's more of a pro. But food. I'm a foodie, guys. Food in Medellin has been stressful. We have searched high and low. We found a good meal here and there.
Right.
But for the most part, the food in Medellin completely threw us off. Like, I feel like if that's one thing that gave us culture shock almost.
Yes.
It probably was that because a lot of the food here is very bland. So they don't really use much seasoning. A lot of salt and pepper type seasoning. Right. But
they like barely even
sometimes not even that. They don't like spicy things. They'll tell you that straight up. They do not like spice. And then obviously because it's not the States, things are not greasy and fatty. So you can't even really rely on like grease.
It's like at the same time though, I feel like 65% of the Colombian diet is pork and cheese.
Which is so interesting.
That's why I'm like, how do y'all look like that? Because y'all look so good.
They look good. And they eat pork and cheese.
Everything has cheese in it.
Yeah.
Bread, coffee, fruits,
desserts,
ice cream. Literally, like everything that you can think of that you're like, that don't even sound right. Cheese is in it. I bet you. I guarantee
okay,
you.
but the
There's
funny
cheese in
thing
it.
is, I've tried some of the like cheese desserts. Like I had like my little ice cream with cheese. It was good. I liked it.
I was slightly disappointed that when I tried the buñuelo and I got the chocolate one, there was chocolate and cheese in it, and I'm like, ugh.
It was chocolate and cheese.
But then it wasn't nasty, and I
It
was
wasn't
like,
nasty.
wait. I'm like, wait.
They're onto something.
No, I wouldn't say all that, but
Wow.
it just wasn't bad.
Yo.
I thought it was gonna be real weird, but it was just regular. It was okay. But I feel like the best food that we've had here is every time we experience like Afro-Colombian food.
True.
Good.
True. Because we've been to other parts of Colombia. Like we live in Medellin, that's where we're based. But we've been to Cali, Cartagena, and then we even like went a little bit outside of Medellin. To Guatape, Santa Elena. Even though they're kind of Medellin.
Yeah.
But the best food was in Cartagena. That food was good.
The food, because they're Caribbean. So
Yeah.
again,
Her theory checks.
It tracks. Like it just makes sense. So here, that is one thing I don't think I will miss a single food item. I don't. You know how sometimes you leave somewhere like,
Yeah,
you're
like,
not gonna miss the blah. Like I don't.
Wait, that's actually a really good thing to think about.
Yes, I
What
will not
food
miss
would I
one
miss?
single thing where I gotta go back and get that one day, or like if XYZ,
Maybe.
or I won't even look for something similar in the States either.
True, maybe the fruits, because the fruit has been.
But you
good.
can get that in so many other
You
like,
can.
places
Like,
too.
it's not like
So
you
I'm
have to like not be in Colombia.
Right.
But if you're going to the States, you're not gonna have the same quality of food.
Right.
The fruit has been really good, and then like you just have like your little fruit man walking down the block.
True.
Thank you. So I think I'll miss that. But
True.
did anything else give you culture shock?
Culture shock. I want to.
I feel like
I don't
no.
think so.
Especially because we both come from like a background that's similar. Might not be the same, but like or not too different from this.
Right.
But I feel like nothing really gave me culture shock here. Their Spanish threw me off completely. The food threw me off.
Yes.
But I feel like Medellin specifically is such a vibrant, like developed city that like it's pretty similar to what anyone would almost be used to. And then you're just hearing Spanish all day long. And some places you hear English.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, where the tourists hang out.
The
I guess.
gentrification, yeah.
But yeah, we didn't stay in a touristy area at all. We're definitely with the
Thankfully,
locals. So, where we live at and where we frequent, for the most part, where we can walk to, there's no English, period.
Which I love.
Right. And then, yeah, when you go to the touristy areas, that's where you'll see all the gringos.
And hike the prices.
3 times the price, really.
Girl.
It's out of control.
But I'm trying to think. So we have Spanish food, or I guess culture shock. Why we moved here, we don't really know.
Right.
Activities.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we just ate out a lot.
Don't say it like that. No, we went on adventurous things. Okay,
We were adventurous sometimes.
But yeah, for the most part, no, I feel like we did random stuff. Okay,
We
so there's
did.
like a melanated people of Medellin group run by Elkie. We'll put her information below.
We love Elkie.
But yeah, Elkie's so cute. She's from Costa Rica. I know people are gonna look at her and think she's a white girl because we all thought the same thing. She knows that everybody thinks that. But
No, I thought Elkie was Colombian.
You did?
I thought she was a white Colombian. I mean, there's white
Okay,
Latinas.
but of course there's white Latinas.
Yeah.
If I would have just seen her and never.
Oh, you thought she was straight up white?
Yeah. I would have thought she was like spicy white a little bit.
Spicy white is crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not the point. So Elkie organized the melanated and Medellin group. There's like 600 people in there or something, and she is so amazing. I don't know. She has like 37 hours in a day because I don't know how she organizes all of the stuff that she does and is so responsive with everything.
Yeah.
We love her.
She's on point.
She really is. So there's been so many activities that we just randomly go to from stuff that she's organized. So
I think in general, just like community has formed. So like coming here wasn't even though we did it together, you could still probably be scared doing something with just one other person.
Especially somebody you didn't know.
Yeah, true. Very true. But like if you were coming here solo or even just as a duo, we found community here. Like we love these people.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we love them.
I do. I'm gonna miss them. That's the one thing I'll miss about Colombia.
Yeah.
Literally.
We met amazing people. We found community in the Melanated People of Medellin group chat.
Yeah.
Some activities that we do together is probably like karaoke. We went to Santa Elena together, like on an adult field trip. It was so cute.
It was.
Also, I love Santa Elena. It's so cute. But Yeah, we're probably gonna miss these people a lot. Like, definitely tears might be shed.
Literally.
We even met the Afro-Colombians.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Fran, aka Sebastian.
Yeah. What is wrong with you? Okay, so
Don't watch this, Fran.
right. We met an Afro-Colombian, and we just all vibe. Like, he's just so sweet, so nice. Anyway, this girl, for whatever reason, would not stop calling that man Sebastian, and he was finally like, he said, I'm not. He dead looked her in her eyes. He was tired. Okay, so the first few times she was just like, like, who's Sebastian, right? And then finally he goes, I'm not Sebastian. Like, he was so over her.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, no, we just met some of the coolest people. Like, it's just been so fun. Shout out to Mecca and OT as
Oh my
well.
gosh, we love them bad. We love them bad.
It's just, it's gonna be so sad when I leave. Heartbroken. But yeah. Anything else?
Time flies.
It does. We're not thinking about that.
But
Also, my responsibilities don't exist again until like
a month.
Until I don't know, until they have to.
Until they have to, literally.
I don't know what you're
live
talking
in the
about.
I mean, what are some things that, I mean, there's definitely other things, but I feel like we should leave it on the note of like, I definitely would come back here again. I would even stay long term again. I feel like it's so livable. And there's so much that we didn't actually get to do.
True.
So 3 months, y'all, seize the day because 3 months is not long.
So
we wanted to be teaching kids English. We wanted to volunteer. We didn't do that.
No, because every time it came up, okay, it's on Saturday mornings. Every time it came up, we're like, oh, we gotta do something else. We got this to do, so we'll do it next Saturday.
We wasn't doing it next Saturday. But we never got to teach the kids. I never got to have my weekend in a pueblo. I wanted to go to one of those pueblos. There's some cute ones. One of them is like Jardín, one of them is Salento. That's the Cocora Valley with the real tall palm trees, the tallest palm trees in the world.
Oh,
Colombia is huge.
Okay.
Hella diverse country.
Yes.
There's a lot more to be explored.
Yeah.
And
now also when we come back, Elkie will be here and we can just.
She'll be here, and maybe Elsie too, and Mecca probably. Maybe.
And no, I don't know if they'll live here forever, but
we know Elkie wants to live here forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot to be done, but I'm honestly happy we had this experience.
I know. Aww. Should we cry on camera?
Okay. Hold on.
Anyways, y'all, thank you for watching.
Yes. But wait, also take this as your sign to just go for it. What made her DM me?
Exactly.
What made her DM me? But she did, and I responded.
Plus, there's just I don't know, for most things in life, I feel like there's really not that much to lose. Like, you're only psyching yourself out about it.
Yeah.
What was I gonna lose from literally just texting her? If she didn't answer, I still didn't lose anything.
Yeah, most times there's only something to gain. Like, we're in our heads a lot about so much things that don't actually matter. Go for it. Do it. Life is young. We're young. Life is short.
Okay, that was good. On that note, I feel like that's where we need to cut the cameras. Oh my gosh.
But I don't know. Bye.
That was super cute. Oh my god, there's something in my eye now.
It was. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I kept trying to end it.